let's see if we come across any other reasons these people have to push the vaccine besides views, revenues and subscribers, which they constantly beg for throughout this video.
Just waiting.
Right, here we go. Here is Pete, and what do you think he's going to say? He's got a camera crew with him, probably been in makeup, he's probably got a fake nose on, prosthetic nose, wig, who knows, mic'd up, he's got microphones all around him, or either that, they've got someone following him around with one of those, like, furry microphones. So what does he feel the need to say?
Emily now. Oh yeah, it's kind of a real moment. Hi, lovely.
Real moment, do you hear that? I'm not sure how well the playback is, let me just check that my end, 1 second. Yeah, he feels the need to say this is a real moment, and I do notice this is something that crops up everywhere. I am hoping you heard the thing right. Anyway, yeah, any feedback, any problems or issues with the audio, please let me know. I am hoping that it's playing back okay, not too choppy. Let me just see. Well, the audio's alright, that's the main thing. I'll switch off. Okay, so that is what we'll be looking for tonight. David's mentioned a story about Victoria Spit. There's other examples of we're going to have a look at. Was it Victoria Spit? There was some name like that. So we'll see if any admissions are made in that particular story. Vicky Spit. Yeah, before we start actually, I will just say my greetings and whatnot. Okay, live stream is literally starting. Yeah, now. Ooh, hang on. Okay, greetings and welcome to my weekly live stream where we take a look at the world of absolute make-believe nonsense. I welcome you in our sort of in our inspection of the crud that is being peddled our way for anyone that takes anyone who's unfortunate enough to listen or believe in in the mainstream media. Personally, I didn't give it 2 minutes. I know that, yeah, it would seem to me everything that comes through your television, basically, I wouldn't say internet, of course, because there's a lot more independent content producers on the internet, so you are more likely to see genuine stuff, but on mainstream TV, particularly in this country, the United Kingdom, it seems every single part of it is dedicated to feeding us propaganda for one reason or another, generally keeping us in fear, I would say, would be a big motivation. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example. Yeah, it seems, it seems a very easy way of ruling people is to have them living in fear, and that seems to be a tactic, or at least that's the theory, and I guess it kind of properly works. If you don't let people have access to the real information, then you're weakening them for definite. So with that in mind, I would like to say hello and thanks to everyone who's tuned in tonight, particularly Mudlark Digging Up the Thames, Maria Ellinger, Susan Byrne, David, RJ, and KG. Apologies if I've missed anyone. Please certainly say hello in the live chat. It's always good to know who's tuning in. And I will also say a big hello and thanks to my Patreon supporter, Linda Mack, who follows me over on Patreon. Anyone wants to do likewise, there is a QR code on the screen which you can hit. And also, as I asked earlier, in order to try and grow me figures a little bit, I am inviting anyone who wants to come and hit the like button to also do so. Again, much appreciated. Right, on with tonight's story, Victoria Spit. Oh, just before we do start, actually, most of you folks, as I always talk about the cats that bombard me. I have got something to share.
For me,
oh, not that one. Yeah, this is the latest character that started coming over. Really, we just seem to attract these creatures, and how do you turn them away? Yeah, very unique looking cat. I say unique, he actually looks a lot like our tabby cat, and he winds the heck up out of him for some reason. Can't stand the sight of him. But they they try and get on. Anyway, that's the latest cat. I started calling him, a couple of our cats called Tom and Jerry. I think of Jerry, but I just call him long hair because his fur is all long. Anyway, that's enough. Hopefully the last of the cat related information on tonight's show. Although having said that, we have had to look at, we have had to be interrupted while I cleaned up a load of cat vomit. So who knows, anything can happen where cats are concerned. Yeah, this is me over on Twitter. If anyone wants to join me over there, follow me over there. Again, all these links to any places I mention where I put information is all in the live chat. And if we mention or reference any other videos tonight from other content producers, then I will put a link to the video and their channel in either the live chat and the description. I invite anyone of you guys out there with wrenches, if you want to provide any links. In the meantime, we're looking at Vicky Spit, because this isn't a story I've heard about. Thanks to David for suggesting this one. Wasn't Vicky the name of that nurse that collapsed? I don't think it was Vicky Spit, but I will. Yeah, this has got bull spit written all over it. This has got crud. Well, we'll see. Is this Vicky Spit here, is that? Some musician? Oh dear. Never trust a musician. Seriously, never trust a musician. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of decent people that any musician that makes it to the point where the Daily Record are reporting stories about you. Right, I'm also going to have a look. Oh, Eamon Pewdama and Crazy Hippo Lady, greetings. Oh, and Maria Ellender, thanks for joining us tonight. Good to see you in the chat. Again, Eamon, I'm here just to show I'm not lurking. No problem, Eamon. You're one of those names that I see in old videos sometimes coming up, and I always think, oh, I hope the guy's still tuning into my stream, my content and whatnot. So it's good to see that you are, thanks. You're welcome to lurk if you want, but I do also invite interaction. So, yeah, let me know. Right, Maria's, was it Maria mentioned, or Susan mentioned Mag Bitter Truth over on BitChute? Not a channel I'm not personally subscribed to him. I have seen his content before, and yeah, some of his stuff's pretty good, so but he's alright in small doses. Yes, fair enough. Yeah, Mag Bitter Truth, he's, as I said in the pre-show, he shows some interesting information, but he seems reluctant to share any credit for where he gets the information. But anyway, right. We are looking tonight particularly, right, can we get a better image? For admissions. Things these people say which might give it away that something's not quite as it is. Apparently David says there's dupe and delight in this video, which I'm yet to see. Right, Vicky Spit and fiance Zion, who died from rare complications, bet they're not that rare, after receiving the vaccine. Wow, how come the Sun or the Daily Record aren't being hit with medical misinformation on this? Because if anyone else were to mention this story or make these suggestions, boom. If anyone suggests rare complications with a particular product, especially the product of the year, then yeah, they generally get shut down. Anyway, we're looking for admissions, numbers, all the usual things, telltale signs. A woman has become the first person to be awarded compensation. Vicky Spitz, what a disgusting name, lost her husband to be Zion after he fell ill on May the 13th. Okay, 13 often comes up. Last year, just 8 days after his appointment. Despite the window for a blood clot being 4 to 28 days, Vicky said paramedics did not make the link. Okay, as a result, Zion did not undergo the appropriate tests and treatment and sadly passed away. He'd already had his treatment, let's bear that one in mind. He didn't cease to have treatment, he had already had treatment. As a result, Zion did not undergo the appropriate tests and, following a long legal battle, Vicky has been awarded a fixed compensation amount of 120 grand. Public money that they can now divert, they've got a set amount that they want to pay out 120,021 or explain away 120,000. Just say they paid it out in damages to some victim. 1979 scheme. While doctors very quickly realises that Zion's death, is that not a blasphemous statement just there? Was due to a complication of the vaccine, which was later confirmed on his certificate. Okay. Yeah, these do, of course, set precedents, but they're on their own terms. That's a ridiculous jaw there. That is either an implant or it's something gone wrong. This is the guy who died, by the look of it. Yeah, something gone wrong with the CGI is what I'm referring to, just on this guy's jaw. I would imagine the face. Oh my goodness, where's his ear? What's even. Okay. Yeah, this is very odd. As a result, Vicky is now calling on the government. We've got another, what they call them, activists, someone calling on the government to increase the maximum compensation. Just keep these people. Is this not a kind of advert for the packs, for the craps? Is this not just another way of saying, look guys, come and take our treatment. If all goes wrong, your family's going to get 120 grand. Didn't bother paying into life insurance? Well, look, here's 120 grand just by taking our, if things go wrong for you. Right. The maximum figure has failed to keep pace with inflation. The figure was set at 10,000 in 79 when legislation was passed. Okay, well, funny they weren't mentioning these laws back when they were saying that all companies would be exempt from any type of whatever. I am curious to see Vicky Spitz's video. Look at these freaks. Honestly, it's a corrupt world out there. I found myself in a pub earlier. I don't know why, just looking at these people, but it's just the sort of world they represent. I'm not even going there. Perhaps I'll mention it later, but basically I found myself at a gay pride after party earlier. Wow, I got out of that place as quick as I could. And no disrespect to any of the actual individuals that thought it was a good idea to go to that thing. It just is seriously messed up. Speaking of which, I don't know if I put it on you. I believe I put it on my Twitter account. Let's have a look. Media. I certainly meant to upload it somewhere. It was a message from a school to under 10-year-old, basically under 12s. This was a junior school, okay? My question is this what passes as an education now? Teaching under 12s about sodomy. Next they'll be doing class trips to their nearest pride. Comes before destruction gathering. And the reason I say that is, I hope that's lined up all right. This week, children will be learning about what diversity is and how it represents in society. Children, okay. We'll be looking at the life of refugees, the history of the gypsies, and pride. Children will also be learning about diverse families from listening to children's authors. Oh goodness, they're bringing children's authors into schools. In our storytime session, and LGBT plus inclusive subjects. Is this really appropriate for under 12s? On Friday the 24th, children are invited to dress up in bright colours for Rainbow Friday. What are they conditioning these kids for? Rainbow Friday. To acknowledge and recognise diversity across society. Let's be honest, as much as these people would like us to believe that they've had to have some sort of struggle in life to accept who and what they are, my goodness. Oh, I don't know. Is it anything to be proud of, what these people are and what they're doing and who they are? In my opinion, no. Absolute scumbags. Particularly this couple, by the look of it. James Bell, medical negligent partner at the Hodge, said, "While I'm glad that Vicky has been able to receive restitution, the vaccine damage repayment scheme needs to be urgently updated." That thing was never mentioned prior to... I mean, it's interesting they're now mentioning this. Just like, if anyone's got any concerns, just remember we've still got all these laws in place. Go out and use any product you want. We'll look after you. They won't look after you. While nothing can be done to heal the emotional impact, the least the scheme can do is ensure that loved ones left behind are not faced with further pain. The government has done a great job of protecting public health and encouraging mass uptake. This duty of care needs to extend... Okay. If we can find a video about this one, we will. Right. Let's just read. In order, I mean, maybe people would get excited about this. Perhaps they think, oh, I better buy tomorrow's newspaper, because they might be sharing some important information about how I can make money after getting ill. Yeah, I think okay, Vicky Spit. No video on that one, but I'm sure we can find one. I will have a quick look at the live chat while we're waiting for this to load up. Girl dies of severe head lice infestation. Can you die of having head lice? That's a new one. Right. Maria Ellender, how funny getting caught in a gay pride after party. Yes, it's a pub we sometimes visit on basically, I hate pubs, to be honest with you. The music is too noisy. Alright, why can't we... Yeah, the audio's... my hearing's bad, so any loud music really affects my hearing. But this one, generally, really quiet. They close at 6 p.m. on a Sunday, and I don't mind going in that one and having some soft drinks. And the guy who runs it is gay, and that's fine, you know. I'm sure I'm not going to... I don't rule out going in a place just because a person working there happens to be a particular way, because that would be ridiculous. I wouldn't go anywhere. So, I don't mind going in there. And anyway, obviously, I believe my local park held a stupid some sort of march, some sort of let's all show our pride, let's wave the rainbow in everyone's faces, let's try and redefine just what the rainbow is a symbol of in reality, which is of course an agreement between man and God that he will no more flood the world. And the reason it happened was the corruptness of flesh, and particularly fornication and immorality basically was through and through in the society back then. Anyway, and these people are almost rubbing it in God's face, saying, look, you know that agreement you made? Yeah, well, this is what we think of it. right, videos of Vicky Spit. So anyway, yeah, I went in and we could see they had flags up everywhere and there were a few people in there, and there was music playing, which they usually do anyway, but by the time we'd sat down, I was desperate to use their toilet, I think. Is that right? Or the person I was with, my missus, was desperate to use their toilet. So we went in there, got a drink, sat down, and then the music started up, and, you know, people, men in dresses were walking around proudly. This is their moment, you know, this is their month. This is the time that they're allowed to be proud. The worst I had last year, I remember I told you guys about it. I was in a Wetherspoons and I was coming out of the gents' toilet and a woman walked in, almost like she was deliberately using the men's toilet because it was Pride Week. I don't know. Let's see. Right, yeah, Crazy Hippo Lady says, good evening, good to see you in the chat. Right, Maria says, I thought her musician fellow was Michael Hutchence at first. Yeah, he's maybe a Michael Hutchence tribute act, I wonder. Because you're right, he looked exactly like him. Or I say him. Didn't we? Yeah, I looked at that person in a recent stream, I'm sure I did. Right. Eamon says, the intention of this story is probably just to tell us that these side effects are very rare. Yes, as well as that, it's almost like a lottery win for some people, isn't it? It's a get-rich-quick scheme. I know what. Let's go and have their treatment, try and fake an illness, and then see if we can get some compensation. But all it ultimately does is just pushes up the amount of people that, well, yeah, it is a great opportunity for them to say how rare the things are. And that is, of course, what people will ultimately believe, what they hear coming from these people. Let's see. Maria once again mentions Deborah James pushing the end-of-life care as fun propaganda. Yeah, that's been the subject of about 3 videos I've done in the last week, which we could watch one if anyone hasn't seen it yet. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Apparently I saw it rebranded. They're not calling it end-of-life treatment. They're calling it hospice at home treatment. Now, of course, you only go into hospices for end-of-life treatment. Well, not only, but that is the purpose of a hospice. So if she's living at a hospice from home, then yeah, who knows, yeah. Right, we may get is this Vicky Spit talking? Do you know what, I'm a bit concerned. I don't want to get struck tonight, because my last video, 3 outlets hit my last live stream with copyright strikes, and it was the Bradford City fire footage, I think. UEFA claimed they own it, ITV claimed they own it, and then Dido claimed she owned the soundtrack for the stuff we looked at, Madeleine McCann. So yeah, that took ages to try and sort out. Anyway, but how long is this video? 1 minute 59. Hope you guys can hear me alright and the playback's all working alright. David says the government looked after you, that's why they locked the country down and advised you to wear masks so you couldn't catch a deadly disease. It was all, of course, done to look after us. And any scandal will not be laid at any politician's feet. It will be at those that released this. I don't know. Yeah, the government will never have to pay although, actually, is it the government paying compensation on behalf of the vaccine companies? Because that would be really sick if it was. I mean, what kind of arrangement must they have where the government says, if this is actually the case, because they've set the payout at the very least, if they offer to foot the bill, what an insult that would be. But maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. Right, I want to play it. If this is the best interview. What's this one? Vicky Spit from... I'm not really sure which one to watch, to be honest. Alright, the NHS 100K podcast. Looks like someone's interviewed this person. Whether it's... Yeah, David, I'd be curious to know which video it was, particularly where you saw her doing a dupe in Delight. We'll just have a quick look. Let's see what she's saying then. Oh, we're not going to be able to hear it. 1 second, actually. Let me just change my audio settings a minute. Okay. Alright, we'll just listen to this for a second. And we'll see... Sorry guys, I don't want to inflict you with just some newsreader talking crap. I want to see the woman talking. Let's see. GB News. Is this supposed to be... By the way, why is she... I say she in the loosest possible terms. Look at that wide neck. Really blurred out, and this one really in kind of view. Right, let's see. I guess this here is Vicky's spit. Unfortunately, I'm not able to hear it particularly well, but I'll do my best. Yeah, there's a bit of a smile going on there. I'm not really that able to hear what she's saying that well, actually. And I'm curious how well you guys are hearing it. 1 minute. No, you're not hearing it either, are you? Okay, bear with me. My apologies. We'll turn this one up. Right, that could be why. Okay. We'll try it again. Actually, yeah, let me just set it so I can hear. Alright, let's see how we get on.
I mean, that was how I first got in contact with you, with Twitter removing my story that was in The Independent, the 1 year on. I mean, 1 year on, and we're finally getting some light thrown on us.
I think that's what makes it so unfair, is that there has been no debate, and normally there would be a fair debate with anything else.
And with regards to, like, Charlotte's informed consent, and Charlotte's husband had no clue. No one did. Very few people were actually given the information about the vaccines before they got the vaccines, even before they had
You had the injection.
Yeah, I'm not actually hearing what she's saying my side, so I'm gonna...
And then you got the information after that wasn't up to
That's
date
not informed
because
consent,
they didn't have it available.
And they didn't update the information. Well, they knew about the blood clots from March.
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just mentioning blood clots. I'm not sure how long ago this person's partner died. She talks very matter-of-fact about it. She doesn't seem particularly emotionally invested in it at all. There was another video of this woman on someone's podcast. Again, I'm not sure if I really want to use someone else's footage, actually, in this sort of way. So... yeah, I might have to invite you to look at that one yourself. I will put a link in the description to it though, because I don't want to... Right, hang on. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to plagiarise this person's content, especially not if I'm criticising the legitimacy of it, because they might decide to take it down. But yeah, you guys can watch it at your leisure. Did we see much of an admission, as it were? Let me see, let me just share this one. Right. Sticky Spit interview. Oh, I don't know what was up with my spelling there. Okay, I've just added a link in the description to this video. Maybe we'll watch 2 seconds of it. Hang on. Maybe with the audio down, and then that way we can read the comments. Oh no, that ain't gonna want. Didn't want to do that. Okay, this is like an hour long, so I have no idea who this person is, what kind of information he shares, so I'm not going to call him anything, you know, I'm not going to say he's not legitimate or anything. I have no idea who he is, but let's skip ahead and see if we get much in the way of duping delight then. Or even an admission. We'll just watch like a couple of minutes of it actually. I'm going to mute myself just for a second. We'll watch 2 minutes of this video and then I'll be back. Hang on.
Sleep, and I just let him because I knew he hadn't slept for days. And when he did get up, he was slurring, and I called an ambulance again. And by the time this ambulance arrived, he was not able to talk. He'd had a seizure, and he was starting to just be confused and not understand what was going on around him. And they took him to hospital. I couldn't go with him because of the COVID protocols, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, because we live in the middle of nowhere and I don't drive, and the nearest hospital is like 25 miles away. Jesus Christ, sorry. So
I will say they both got pretty big smiles on this one, haven't they? They both seem quite jovial about what they're supposed to be talking about, which is this person's partner being taken ill with seizures. He's got a big smile.
So I sat by the phone, still believing it was a migraine at this point. And eventually I got a call from the hospital saying they'd done a scan and had discovered a bleed on his brain. He was being transferred to the RVI in Newcastle. So I'm thinking he's had a stroke. And I'm thinking, you can recover from a stroke. So I'm Googling, like, what do I need to do? How do I prepare for him coming home if he's had a stroke? How bad might it be? That kind of thing. And then at 4:30 in the morning...
You guys will have to make your own opinions up on this one. I'm not sure. You'll have to listen, you know, we'll have to listen to it properly before I can really call it out. But David is suggesting she was displaying some form of duping delight. She's certainly got a huge amount of media attention. So, yeah, media attention is usually a big one. Let's see how many news outlets covered it. The Daily Record, Daily Mail, BBC, another BBC. Okay, all the big ones. I mean, you've got 4 pretty big outlets there decided this story was worthy of covering. It looks like BBC's even made a documentary about it. Or that. Right, payout of 120, inadequate. Yeah, we haven't seen the admission just yet. Didn't we get the date though? I can't remember what they said the date was now. Was it 13th of May or something? It looks like she's had an interview anyway. Yeah, 13th of May. 13, that is a very common number. He died in Newcastle's Royal Infirmary. Okay, this is just the same story again. Okay, guys, you'll have to make your own decision up about that one. But the amount of press coverage that story got, yeah, that would make me a bit suspicious. But I didn't particularly see an admission, someone saying, yeah, when they make this point about how real something is, or yeah, what other examples I had of it. I was just trying to think. As I said, I've covered a lot of Deborah James stuff, and that is something where it came up. I would like, hang on, let me see. If I search for, okay, yeah, this person who, probably for the last 6 years they've been saying is literally on the point of passing away. She seems to get something, she seems to get a new story in the press every day at least. This person is deemed that newsworthy, and the fact that she's dying is that important that they have to, yeah, they feel the need to repeatedly tell us about it. The story they shared with us the other week was that she'd nipped out to the pub. What a pathetic story this one is. Jane, this is what all the Edinburgh Live decided to cover. Not that she's in Edinburgh, but Deborah James bids emotional farewell to families and she enjoys a pint with Mum. That is not what they said on Instagram, because of course one of them shared this image on Instagram, and it was nothing to do with bidding an emotional farewell to family. What a joke. And apparently her mum put this up on Instagram. Imagine your daughter's called you and your family. She said, "Mum, I'm going to make my last trip out. It's not like I've already gone to Ascot this year. Not like I'm being photographed out and about all the time. I want to go out for my last pint with you, Mum, and the family, and I'll make this emotional. You know, this will be my last goodbye." At what point does Mum think, yeah, I'm going to put this on Instagram? This is very appropriate. In fact, I'll even get someone to photograph it, especially. It is never normal to live out your life, particularly when something is, yeah, as overwhelming, as life-changing and shattering as or this is. I'm sure. See, I don't want to. The reason I use Martin Hett's family members is I'm sure his mum said in an interview that these are real emotions and stuff that they're dealing with. So, right, Deborah announced last month that her body could not continue anymore and she is now receiving end-of-life care. They definitely make a point that that is the story. This was a month ago, but yeah, as Maria's pointed out, everything's going on in that woman's life. Right. Eamon says, has anyone heard of the researcher Omar Jordan? He's very good on all the shills who fool people by pretending they speak for them. No, I've not heard of Omar Jordan. Thanks for the suggestion, Eamon. We'll have a look at that one in a sec. Let us see. What platforms or places does he frequent? Is he YouTube or? Right, David, it was the first vid, GB News. Okay, thanks David. You've let us know what video it was in which you saw the duping delight. Eamon says, Tim Osman of the Infinite Plane Society says he's found the identity of Q, a Joe with connections to Trump, from what I remember. Tim Osmond. Okay, Osman, sorry. Yeah, I know the name, but... So who, to be honest, this is how out of touch I am with it. I don't even know who... yeah, Q. I know Is it a social media account? Is it a... I'm not really familiar with... Maybe... with who Q and what the whole deal was with Q. Was it some link to Donald Trump? To be honest, yeah, I don't follow that that stuff. But KG says, have you seen Brad Pitt's picture on GQ? He looks dead. Lots of symbolism. No, I haven't. Let's check I got the name right. Omar Jordan. Is it this guy who likes to likes to play pool? Okay. Yeah, a link to the ghost channel would be good if you're in a position to. Eamon says, I'm not used to this tablet. I keep posting comments before I finish them. I think the guy Tim Osmond was saying is Q publishes a magazine, but he's also an ex-soap actor from New Zealand. Okay. Oh, his pics on GQ. Okay, let's have a look at Brad Pitt on GQ. Right, chain smokes months before kicking the habit and quitting alcohol. I'm guessing this one is it. Right, holy smokes. Chain smoking. Yeah, they're very anti-smoking, of course. Chain smoking Brad Pitt is seen puffing away while volunteering in LA months before kicking the habit and embracing abstinent lifestyle. So easy for celebrities, of course, if they want to kick alcohol, drugs, smoking, gambling, whatever their problem is, they can break it like that. If they want to lose weight, for example, am I right in thinking Lorraine Kelly's just lost a load of weight? We might look at that one in a minute. He wasn't kidding when he said he was struggling with moderation. We'll try and zoom in a little bit. I hope the text is readable for you guys. He recently revealed... Oh. Yeah, to be honest, I think Angelina and Brad Pitt is about as fabricated as the story of the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. His name's got I can't even think of his name now. Johnny Depp, sorry, and Amber Heard. Of course, that story is equally... yeah, these celebrity couples are ridiculous, I think, in a lot of cases. Right. Okay. Now, do you think they... Oh, that's Greta Thunberg. My goodness, look at the state of her. I don't mean that in a... Well, I do mean it in a horrible way. She's a freak. Aspiring GOP state senator from Rhode Island. I want to see that other thing. Oh, they've hooked me in. I want to see the freak show Greta Garbo. Or whatever she's called. Greta Thunberg, sorry. We have to go back to here, maybe. Oh, I don't want to read more. Right, we'll come back to that. I want to see some of these pictures. Yeah, what do we think about Brad? He's got a very flat forehead. Just wait for the images to load up. Oh, problems with the internet. Hopefully you guys are still picking this up all right. Okay. Yeah, audio's still working. That's what we want to see. Hopefully playback's not stuttering or you're having too many issues. It's like it doesn't want to... I imagine. Yeah, would you say that is more or less just an advert for smoking? Back when you used to see, I mean, they used to probably, this guy would have been someone who probably would have advertised cigarettes, a bit like Johnny Depp as well. And this is basically just an advert for cigarettes. Come on, guys, this is what celebrities do. Why aren't you doing it? Yeah, I imagine everything about this photo is 100% staged. The jacket he's wearing, every rip is deliberate. This tank on his arm. Apparently there is a lot of symbolism going on in some of these pictures, which doesn't surprise me for a second. But yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, this is all staged. I bet. Yeah, no way. I mean, this could have just been an actor that they dressed up for the part. I don't know if you ever noticed quite a lot of the times when, oh, this is the image you want. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. He does look very disturbing, actually. Almost like a waxwork doll, sorry. Is he in a bath? Is he in some sort of liquid? It looks like he is, yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's in a wet grave, doesn't he? With shot by a poisoned dart by the look of it. Or is that just a petal on his arm? Huh, strange photo. Of course, when people are dead, they do not have their eyes. Obviously, the human body lubricates the eyes. When you die, the one reason they lift your eyelids back is to look for the reflection in your eyes. So if you don't have that, then it means, yeah, basically, well, unless of course you've been in water or something and your eyeballs have got splashed in water. But yeah, the life literally goes from your eyes, and that is when the moisture goes. So I would say, based on the glint in his eyes, they could have got that better if they really wanted to make him look dead. Likewise, it could just be anyone led there, and all they've done is given a new set of eyes, nose. I mean, he's certainly got makeup on. The bright lights, I mean, these people are covered in makeup. Yeah, very bizarre picture, that's for sure. Opens up his dream world. Yeah. They never did. Angelina Jolie, wasn't she involved in Me Too or something? Or that kind of movement? Or was that someone else? Yeah, lifelong smoker. Huh. Are we suggesting then that we could soon be seeing this particular character written out of the world stage based on the GQ magazine? We will look out for that one. Do you know what? If it happens, I will say, David, I will credit you with, it was David that mentioned this story, wasn't it? Let me just check. KG mentioned Brad Pitt on picture on GQ. And sorry, yeah, well done. Is that possibly suggesting that Brad Pitt isn't, they're going to write this guy out? I wonder. I would, really be interested to know what the symbolism. I'm sure you could point out a lot more than I can, KG. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Oh, he wore a blue face mask to protect himself from bullshit 19. No, he didn't. He didn't wear a mask for that reason. That's not why anyone wears a mask. Well, maybe it is for some, but He had one lit cigarette after the other and handed out boxes of groceries to low-income families at Los Angeles. Do you think he really did that? Maybe he might have sent a body double to do it for him, but who knows? Who knows what the reality is with Brad Pitt? Could the guy be played by 10 different actors? Nice little plug for whatever brand of cigarettes he's smoking. So how come he was doing this? It's not like he wasn't on, what do you call it, public community service, was he, for anything? Okay, right. Back to the chat, 'cause I think I missed a few comments. Susan Sir, oh no. Yeah, we're trying to figure out where we can find this Omar Johnson guy. Right, bear with me a minute. Eamon Pudamus says the midazolam that Matt Hancock ordered from France was 5 times stronger than normal, and anyone administering it probably wouldn't know because that information was in French. Yeah, what? To be honest, I'm not familiar with midazolam. Let's have a look on that one. But again, thank you for sharing. I'm hoping it's not some type of fax. I'm guessing it probably is. Sold under the brand name is a benzodiazepam medication used for... Ooh, I see. Wow. I hadn't heard about this product being overprescribed. Although... Okay. Just see if there's a news story covering that. Or is it end-of-life care drugs found in Surrey pensioner didn't contribute to her death? Oh, what a horrible story. Okay, we are 11:15. If we may well take an intermission soon, although I won't be going too late tonight. I will probably be winding down in about the next half an hour anyway. If anyone has any subjects they want us to look at tonight, what I did want to do was go to the BBC and see if we can find any admissions. We'll be doing that after the intermission, which will be coming up in a minute. We could watch... No, we won't do that. Yeah, we were watching a bit of my video about Peter Andre, although I tell you what we can watch in the intermission will be a few minutes of my latest video, which I put up on... hang on, it would have been Friday actually. Hang on. Oops, right. Where are we? Yeah, this was I'm not right, let me see how long this video is. It is 5 minutes 32. Okay, that's plenty of time to give me a 5-minute intermission. And yeah, we'll see when we come back. We'll spend a bit of time seeing if we can find any other admissions made among any of these stories. If any of you guys have any other subjects you'd like us to look at, to be honest, I had a few things I was going to look at. One of which we'll cover, and then we'll be finishing pretty much by no later than kind of 1:45, maybe 10 to midnight tonight. So yeah, I would like to thank, just before we take this intermission, Eamon, KG, Susan, David, Crazy Hippo Lady, Maria Ellender, Mud Like Digging Up the Thames, RJ, and Susan Byrne, who have all commented in the live chat. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick, break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and we'll do the second half of the stream. Huge thanks to everyone who has tuned in tonight, by the way. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, greetings everyone, and just to my video where I showed an age restriction on your video. It is now it could be something that from the Bradford City might have been not suit younger people, or as that's now been cleared that this video is now viewable to all without you having to sign in or confirm you understand the risks of watching it. So that's some good news. I've never won an appeal over a video being taken down, but I have had an age restriction removed, so perhaps sometimes appealing isn't always a terrible idea. I also want to have another look at this Deborah James story. I just can't get over the deceptiveness and ridiculousness of it all. This person is on their way out, and the press, although this is Cheshire Live, a local rag, I felt the need to share the story of the bowel cancer campaigner due to the fact this person is raising money for some corrupt cancer charity. It qualifies them as an activist, apparently. Anyway, supposedly end-of-life treatment, which, as some of the comments in my live chat has suggested, is no walk in the park. Well, it is if you're Deborah James. This newspaper mentions that she's just been out for a pint on a sunny afternoon with her mum. Heather James posted under Bowgram. Apparently even her grandmother changes her name to reference her granddaughter's illness. On Instagram, shared a picture of the pair sitting by a river on her stories on Tuesday. Now, that might seem like, okay, it's news, it's an ill person and they're out enjoying themselves, let's turn this into a news story, but actually it very quickly descends into basically just an advert. Cancer campaigner Dame Deborah has been quiet on her own Instagram account of late, but she did post on Tuesday with the news that bowel cancer symptoms now feature on Andrew's toilet tissues. Okay, nice little plug there for Andrew's toilet tissues. Announcing news on social media, Andrex wrote, "Thank you, Bowel Babe, for raising awareness," and sharing another post about Andrex's partnership with Bowel Cancer UK. Get these plugs in as much as you possibly can. 28 million packs coming soon. Puppy, we are embracing the poo. Talk about dungy idols. I don't know if I have some translations of the Holy Scriptures, particularly in Jeremiah and Ezekiel, talk about dungy idols. People idolize excrement. Just look at what we're dealing with here. The company donated 65 grand to charity. Anyway, let's carry on hearing about Dame Deborah. She has more than 930,000 followers on her own social network as Bowel Babe. Not surprised when the press give it as much attention as they do. And her mum Heather has more than 75,000. The 40-year-old mum of two has been home with her parents for more than a month now on hospice at home care. Dame Deborah was initially diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer in 2016. She has raised more than 6.5 million after launching her fundraising. Also, early on in the post is a lovely relaxing day in the sunshine. The post was tagged with the location The Anchor in Pireford. Wow, what a plug and a half. Located on the Pireford Lock in the Riverway in Sussex, the pub calls itself the hidden gem of the banks of the river. You couldn't get a bigger advert for a product. All this person's cancer has been just one big advert, just one big promo, and they're selling it to you as this person being genuinely sick. Yeah, this story makes me sick, to be honest, just reading it. And I have got one other thought, which I'm going to start approaching. Look at this picture, and there's pictures on Instagram of Bow Babe meeting Prince William. Let's take a look at Prince William's wife. This is something I should look closer at. I expect most of you will say, no, don't look into this, Bobby. You're way off on this one. I don't think I am, actually. Change the teeth, change the nose, just Photoshop a different set of eyes over that image. And what have you got? This person has all the hallmark. Here, looking at these two pictures next to each other, they're pretty much wearing exactly the same suits. Scroll up and we see someone else in the same uniform and he's got the same hairstyle. That could easily be Prince. Just change the face on top and that would pass as Prince William. Actually, that is a very bizarre picture. That one is worthy of close inspection, I'm telling you. There are some seriously odd angles and positions going on there. Huge amounts of CGI have gone into the entire production of Dame Deborah from the start of her career, whatever that was. I believe, was she on Embarrassing Bodies? I think she might have some link to that programme, I have no idea. And look how tiny she is in this picture. Look how diminutive. I mean, maybe she is a little person, but she looks absolutely minuscule, like they've made her too small in this picture, except for her long finger, which they've made too big. Just how much does this person look like Kate Middleton? Change the outfits a little bit. Not saying they are the same person, I'm just saying the same person could play both roles, perhaps. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to end with some good news. I won my appeal. Thanks for everyone who's taken the time to watch and comment on any of my videos. And as always, big thanks to my Patreon supporter, Linda Mack. I'll be back again this weekend with my live stream. Okay, greetings and welcome back. That was my video that I put up in the week. Actually, I uploaded about 4 in the week, all on the 3, sorry, and published a 4th one, all on the subject of Deborah James. I do hope the playback's still streaming okay. Let's see. Oh, is it still playing? My apologies. Right, that's meant to go off. Yeah, I'm gonna carry on for about another 30, what a minute, let's see, probably about another 15 to 20 minutes if anyone's got any subjects they would like us to look at. There was one I was gonna cover, although stupidly I didn't open up the page before we started to stream. Let me see. Right. Yeah, thanks everyone who's taken the time to tune in. What do we think of Glastonbury, by the way? Again, how... Right, let me just check you can all hear me all right. Yeah, my audio seems to be working okay. Okay, we haven't seen a huge amount of people making such admissions. I do apologise. I did mean to have a few items to share, but right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to share a couple of things that I've done over on what was it? Sorry, yeah, this is my terrible preparation. Apparently, of course, how long ago was it we had the Jubilee? That must have been about 2 weeks at least now. I did have someone in the week ask me to have another look at Meghan and Harry's children, which also Greta, actually. Let's see what crud she's been talking. I will share my screen. Yeah, sorry people, apologies for this slight interruption. Would have been better off just playing the video again on a loop, wouldn't we? Right, we're getting there. I do promise we are getting there, right. I guess that will be the next story, will be the still trying to convince us of climate crud. Apparently this person showed up at Glastonbury. Goodness me. In fact, I only went to Glastonbury 1 year. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had I don't know if I'd say misfortune. I kind of enjoyed it. I must have been about 19 or so. I remember I was so glad to get back. But I'm sure you two were there. I think it was you two. There was a whole host of, it was about 99, I believe it was. And they must have these activists speaking every year. Oh, I hate the toilets, they're so disgusting. I remember I couldn't bring myself to use, we won't go into it, but yeah, Glastonbury toilets, nasty is all I can say. Could they not invest in some, I'm not sure what it's like now, maybe it's better, but it is not a fun place to go. Apparently, Greta Thunberg addressed tens of thousands of Glastonbury revellers from the pyramid stage. Pyramid, has that got a Masonic reference? Pyramids? I know it's on every American dollar, isn't it? It's got the pyramid and the all-seeing eye. The teenage star climate campaigner made a surprise special appearance as she prepares for book release. Some 200,000 music fans have flocked to Worthy Farm for the first Glastonbury in 3 years. The eco-friendly festival has hosted Extinction Rebellion and Greenpeace campaigns at previous iterations. I would actually be interested to see the Extinction Rebellion, because I'm guessing it had witches there dressed up in green and red. Yeah, those red and green horrible witches. She ditched the foul language today as she addressed revellers, warning them they face a total natural catastrophe. What does this person honestly know about anything? Reading every word from a script. Actually, I better put the little message on the bottom of the screen that all information we look at tonight is for the purposes of reviewing education. Not that it probably makes a blind bit of difference, but yeah, ask yourself, what does I don't know what, she looks about 11, but I think whatever he, she, is, I think it's supposed to be like 17 or 18. Being a fan of soap operas, I can tell you that one thing you do see is that the child characters grow up to be the weirdest looking creatures you've ever seen in your life. And it looks like Greta, who is another child character, or started, they end up looking proper weirdos. Do we want to hear her talk rubbish? Might take a while to load, actually. But yeah, I mean, what does a 16-year-old, however old this freak show's supposed to be, what do they know about the climate? I mean, what can they honestly, but people love this crap. She actually went to Bristol and did a talk, and apparently they shut the streets off for her, and it was flooded, you know. people want to hear what what this person's saying. However, of course, I would have thought schools probably tell kids, you know, okay, we're going to join the march today. I think generally school kids are probably the main people that do this, and that's because their teachers probably tell them to. I know they did an Extinction Rebellion festival in Bath, and it was all college students, and I think generally the college encourage kids to have, my goodness, how fake is that creature? They encourage kids to have you know, an interest and start making objects. What do you think? Superimposed over the top? I would have thought so. Right, we never got to hear it speak, did we? But that might not be a bad thing. No, the computer's not loading it up, unfortunately. But that is alright. Okay, we'll see Extinction Rebellion. Trip to this place. Right, hang on. Extinction Rebellion. Glastonbury. Rebellion to stage climate change. 2019. Oh, I see. They just did a march around. Is that what they're saying? They just did a march at the festival. What a waste of time that is. But I bet they were led by the freak show witches. Do you know, I'm currently reading the book Ezekiel, and part of it says at the beginning he has this vision where he sees he sees this creature with 4 wheels and 4 like angels, all with 4 wings, and sat on a throne. Is almost like a vision of God. Anyway, one of the things that God demands is a person with an inkhorn has to go around and mark the heads of all the people who are sighing over the corruption and the devastation and the misery that is going on. And there were 3 other people that he saw in this vision, and they were there with instruments to destroy the place and destroy it, but they couldn't touch anyone that had a mark on their head. And honestly, this world, when you go out sometimes, I'm half expecting to see someone with an inkhorn walking around. I've got a lovely white cat wanting to come in, so please bear with me a second. I think this is the video here, actually. I won't inflict. Hang on, I'm trying to get the... Just check you can hear all right. Lovely white cat. Okay, just while the computer's trying to catch up with itself, I'm just going to see if the cat wants to come in. Oh, okay, it decided to skip on to the next story. That was helpful. Hang on 1 minute. Hello, white cat. Right, apologies. Right, how do I get out of this thing? Okay, unfortunately, hopefully, I don't know if you guys, if it's still streaming smoothly. All I'm getting my end is stuttering. I shouldn't have tried to open this video by the look of it. So please bear with me. Ah, here we go. We got out of that. Yeah, that wasn't very helpful. Just looking at the live chat. Eamon, Angelina Jolie visits Ukrainian child refugees at the Vatican's Children's Hospital who have arrived in Italy after fleeing Putin's bombs. The headline was that was the headline to the story I was on about. Old news now, but it was such a blatant dummy. I think they must have wanted people to see it. Even I haven't actually seen that, so yeah, I'm happy to have a look at Angelina Jolie hugging a baby. We'll have a look at that in a minute. KG, Greta the Dome Goblin, Klaus Schwab's grandson. Yes, I said son. Yeah, completely agree with you, KG. Greta is nothing like a female. But you just have to look at some of those images of her. And yeah, have you ever seen a woman look like that? Sorry, I mean, I know she's not a woman anyway, but yeah, as I said, children in the media always look downright strange. Some absolute odd characters out there. Greta's 18. Fair enough, KG, thanks. Greta's too old now for her role, surely. Wonder when they'll replace her. Before Greta, there was Severin Suzuki. I bet that was another odd-looking person. Let's have a look, and then we'll also look at Angelina Jolie. Severin Suzuki. I don't actually remember that person. I'm guessing they were like Chinese or Japanese or something. I mean, who would listen, honestly, to a, I don't know, a 15-year-old, 16-year-old person talk about it? I mean, they only know what they're taught, and are they really being taught that much different to anyone else? Not if we believe the Wikipedia version of reality and everything's as they tell us, then no, of course not. Oh, she's an author, and of course Greta Thunberg has also been an author. I don't know if she's ever hosted TV programs, but oh, she's the daughter of Canadian environmentalist David Suzuki, just like Greta was also the son, or well, whatever, they claim daughter of another one. At the age of 12, Suzuki raised money with members of the ECO to attend the Earth Summit, along with a group, basically just an advert for the Earth Summit, whatever that was. Something to do with the UN. Global 500 Roll of Honor. Roll of Horror, it should be. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what Wikipedia say about Greta. I bet it's almost identical. Environmental activist. Oh, so they've not mentioned her being a TV presenter, author, although I think she is supposed to now be an author. Awards. Frick Award, Ambassador of Conscience, Right Livelihood, Time Person of the Year, the Nordic Council Environment Prize. Yeah, right, like one person would win all those. Nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Isn't there like a massive prize, cash prize that goes along with that? One of the Time's 100 most influential people. Who decided a 15-year-old kid knew anything about the climate? Olaf Thunberg, I believe, okay, that was an actor. Sounds about right. And did it mention her mother? I actually thought that they were supposed to be activists as well. Maybe they are. Sarah Magdalena Ernman. There we go. Munn. M-A-N. Oh, Svant. Oh, grandfather. Okay, I don't know who Svante Thunberg is. They might be another activist. Yeah, it's definitely something they want us, you know, the climate and all that rubbish is definitely something they want us worrying about. Doesn't worry me in the least though. Right, Angelina Jolie having a look at holding a child, wasn't it? Let me see. Ukrainian child refugees. A bit like U2 playing in a bomb shelter, I suppose, yeah? No, I never came across this one, but I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised to see her holding a doll, that's for sure. Anyway. Was this it? Praises brave refugees for sharing their stories. Perhaps this is the one. Daily Mail. I was honoured to be joined by new friends to eat, share and learn. Angelina let me just zoom in a little bit. Maybe we'll get an an admission in this story. It'll probably be one of the last ones we look at this evening before I wind up. Oh, that zoomed in too much. Hopefully it all works alright. Right, Nigeria. I'm grateful that among so much heaviness in the world, these brave people shared their time and stories with me. She captioned a slideshow showing her interacting with family and kids. I hope this is the story. Maybe we'd have to go on her Instagram account to see it. But yeah, just looking at it, who knows? Okay. Obviously, she has to hold the child's arm up because it will not independently give anyone a high five. We'll have, and if it's on Instagram and it's about kids, then yeah, that will certainly be a doll, I'm guessing. I'm not sure if we've got a video, but oh. Right, I have to try and reload the page. Right, while this is trying to reload, I'll just check that my stream's still working. Mudlark fell asleep for a while. I can't believe it, Mudlark. Good job, I'm not easily offended. Fair enough, it is nearly midnight over here and I will be finishing very soon for that reason. But I do hear people, I have seen it written before that some people say, oh yeah, I often fall asleep listening to your live stream, so I'm sometimes tempted just to clap my hands and say, wake up! But no, I don't mind. I wouldn't want to do that if you guys are napping. And you can always catch up with the rest of the stream tomorrow. So, yeah, if you find my voice relaxing enough to fall asleep to, brilliant. Just don't wake up in a state of sleep paralysis, which is what I found myself doing. Right, this page don't want to load. That could be a sign that I need to think about ending the stream for the night. Eamon says, Severing Suzuki addressed the UN about climate change when she was 13. Yeah, didn't Greta do exactly the same thing? Why is this taking so long? Yes, it's nearly 10 to midnight, so it does. Yeah, I don't just end the stream and go off straight to bed, so I am going to be thinking about shutting down in a minute. Yeah, I have to do a bit of tidying up and finishing the stream. I'm not sure if we've got a video to play out on. Perhaps we'll play out watching the last of the video about Peter Andre, which we started earlier. We watched 6 minutes of it, I think. Is that right? Yeah, about that. 6 minutes. So we'll watch the rest of it at the end of tonight's stream. Right, come. This, I don't know if you can see the progress bar. It's just here. Isn't working. Doesn't want to work. We're just looking at a white screen. Maybe I should go onto Instagram. Perhaps that would be the way to do it. See if we can find Angelina. Here is my Instagram account, of course. Yeah, this Instagram is excellent for providing material of fake rubbish, because it is full of it, all of it. Yeah, look at those legs. That is the point that is what I'd be looking at here. Just look at the plastic legs. Yeah, well spotted. Let me just confirm. It was Eamon Pudama who mentioned this story. And the obvious doll. I mean, the hair immediately looks like... Can we see that? Plastic legs much? Just there. Hopefully you can. Yeah, that is very much a doll. And I bet they've always got to hold its hand so it doesn't fall over. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on there. Nearly 2 out of 3 Ukrainian children are displaced. Yeah, I'm not surprised because the government agreed to allow areas to be bombed to spit. Children bear the greatest consequences. A collective effort to address the physical UK trauma. Also, other conflicts are often forgotten. Ways to learn. Okay, I wondered if they might put something on here. This is a very real problem. They haven't, though, in all fairness. What about now? 5 years after 5-year-old PK was murdered, his mother, Ana Estevez, is working with California legislators to prioritise children's safety in judicial training. This law is needed so those in power do not neglect and ignore the signs of abuse. I've come to know Anna and I'm in awe of her courageous advocacy in her son's memory. Please join me in supporting PK's law, which is modelled after Caden's law in the Violence Against Women Act. Okay. I bet. I could make videos looking at this kid and what's the other one? Baby P. What do we think on that story? Baby P. So much press coverage to one news story. Don't buy that for a second. Yeah, I agree, by the way, that picture we saw. Okay, there's more here as well. Yeah, this is obviously a staged shot. People with children wait to cross the river as they flee Irpin. I bet that picture isn't as it seems. Oh. That's disgusting. Yeah, really horrible stories here, by the way. But again, I imagine they want us to believe this is an advocate. Again, here another blatantly staged for the cameras picture. Crisis in the Ukraine. That's probably a doll there being carried. No, this person's just been to the shops. It's got armfuls of shopping bags. Someone else coming back from the shops. Well dressed, well fed. But they would like us to believe that this is people fleeing their homes. It isn't. Slovak-Ukrainian border. Many displaced walk for days to get to the borders of neighbouring countries. So all this woman took was a couple of carrier bags. And they didn't ask the kids to pack a rucksack or anything. No, this is probably just people on the way home from school or shopping. Wouldn't believe a word of this. Yeah. What a joke. Angelina Jolie's Instagram page. She looks... is it male? Does she look like a waxwork in this image? Who's she met in this one? Amanda Gorman the other night at the Variety Power of Women Awards. Huh. Wouldn't that be a joke? All the people that get all the attention at these Power for Women Awards all end up being men. It's typical of the sort of thing they would do, to be honest. Again, another staged for the camera photo. I'm not saying families aren't, lives aren't ruined by war, but I wouldn't honestly expect Angelina Jolie to present anything real. And just look at some of these people. Does anyone spot the tranny in the room? I mean, at least one. At least two. Let's get it right. Could all be, actually. But surely this one is a blatant one, isn't it? They're not actually even trying to disguise this one, I don't think. I think they want you to see it as, was it Eamon or KG was saying? Eamon, sorry, was saying that, yeah, they're not even bothered if people see it. What do you think this is? Something that power in women's equality or something? I haven't actually read the story. And they stick a man in a dress right in the middle of it. I was honoured to meet some of the brave... US gymnasts, of course. Say no more. US gymnasts. Any female athlete that does particularly well will, of course, be one of these. But we should be proud of them, apparently. Pride comes before destruction, of course. Do you think they included any real women in that shot? They've all got very large foreheads, and I would have thought only other trannies get anywhere near Angelina. Okay, I am going, nearly midnight. I've gone on longer than I meant to. My apologies. Well, not apologies. I often do 2 hours. I see Eamon's just shared a link. Johnny Roadstar, greetings. Good to see you in the live chat. Hi, Bobby. Sure does beat the shit out of the keyboard, man. Oh, I slapped the keyboard. Yes, sorry. I am quite loud with it. I don't deny that one. Michelle from Oz, good to see you in the live chat. Not sure how long you guys have tuned in, but we are going to be winding down very shortly. Just got up. Sounds like you've had a bit of a lay-in then, Michelle. Well, let my live stream start your week, as it were. You can always skip back to the start and watch it again, but thanks for joining us. Oh, Eamon says it wasn't that story, it was the Daily Mail. Okay, but even in this image, I'm guessing... Yeah, this child here, the legs on it does look like a doll in my opinion. They do look like very plasticky, almost transparent legs. But if there was another image, then... Yeah, plastic legs all the way on that one. But never mind. KG, yeah, Andrew, adrenochrome, leave them kids alone, definitely. Eamon says, I don't think that child is fake. I was talking about another story at the Vatican Children's Hospital. Okay, I'll look for that one. But I got to say, this one, the head may look halfway legitimate, but for me the legs don't. Vatican Children's Hospital. I'm on it. Am I right? You shared a link. Sorry, after all that. I'll get on it. I just wanted another opportunity to beat the shit out of my keyboard, so... Phil Wright, good to see you in the live chat. Yeah, majority of famous sports stars are trans. I would imagine that could even go both ways, to be honest. Right, let's see. We've got a... You did indeed share a link. Hollywood megastar Angelina Jolie put aside some time from her glamorous life, producing, directing and sometimes acting in movies to carry out humanitarian aid. Oh my goodness, wow. And look at what's on the top, pizza. Ugh. This is... Yeah, thanks for sharing this one, Eamon, because I wasn't aware of it, and it's got more than a couple of things going on. Of course, March 30, 3 and 3. Jolie, who was raised a Catholic. Oh, Catholics. I mean, if you guys are Catholics, whatever, but... Yeah, just... Don't they raise sacrificial smoke to the Queen of Heaven? One of the very things Jerusalem was destroyed for. Anyway, Jolie, who was raised a Catholic and dedicates much of her time to doing work for the UN, paid a visit to the Bambino Gassu Pediatric Hospital, and what do you know, they found a child wearing pizza pyjamas and looking very suspicious, actually. Looking very doll-like. Oh, the little white cat's all stretched out on the floor. It doesn't generally hang around too long when it does come. I am going to have to start shutting down, but I do really appreciate you sharing this one, Eamon. Thanks very much. Yeah, I think we can all see that. And there also seems to be some weird sort of... I'm not sure what that is going on there around the eyes. I don't know if you can actually see that. But yeah, that looks suspect, definitely. Let's see if we get any more angles of this child. Who would let their their ill child be photographed for this press shot? This is the annoying thing with Daily Mail. All the pages don't always open. She helped care for Ukrainian children. Doubt it. Doubt it very much. Any more? I don't know if that's a video that might play, but I'm going to have to probably call it a night here anyway. I'm going to start winding down. Susan says good night. Thanks. Great to see you tonight, Susan, and everyone else. We are finishing in a minute. Eamon says, sorry for wasting your time with this. I don't know how, but when I finally posted a link, it was the wrong one. I posted the right one now. You absolutely haven't wasted my time. I'm always happy to check out people on Instagram, because all the celebrities seem to be faking all their Instagram posts. I say all of them, yeah, majority of them. Yeah, that is a very suspect looking child. Obviously it supposedly had treatment, but look how plastic and fake it looks. And of course pizza being, some people referencing pizza with child abuse and symbology. So no, I think this was well worthy of sharing the information. Thank you. That will be there probably to deliberately wind people up who... Yeah. I mean, things like Pizzagate, while they themselves may have been a staged story, I do think they're just taking control of probably what is a real, could potentially be a real story, but they'll do it in their own way. Johnny Roadstar, Crowley said he'd slaughter all Christians and leave the Catholics because it's so close to paganism. That does sound about right. It's shocking to see the idolatry that goes on in the Catholic Church. Not just the Catholics. I mean, I expect the Church of England are guilty also. Oh, the white cat's doing beautiful things. I'm not sure if I'm able to share a picture, but maybe I'll have it for next time. It's all let out on its back. Very cute. Maybe it's trying to get my attention. Hey, lovey. It's alright. Yeah, that cat hates being touched, but it did let me stroke its tummy just there, so it can't be too worried. Right, okay guys, I'm gonna say good night and thank everyone for taking the time to tune in, particularly Iman Pudama, Johnny Roadstar, Susan Byrne, Phil Wright, KG, Michelle from Oz, Mudlark digging up the Thames, if they're still awake of course, David, and have I missed anyone? Maria Ellender. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's everyone that's that's commented in the live chat. I massively appreciate you taking the time to come on and say hello. It is appreciated. We will be back again. Oh, I'm getting buffering my end. Is that? Do we have a problem on YouTube? Let me just check. Hopefully. What? Alright. No, we seem to be streaming okay. Even if my one isn't. Yeah, that just means I'm unable now to... I'm unable to monitor my live stream actually, unfortunately, because... Okay, yeah, tonight's story, we haven't really seen, I haven't been able to give too many great examples of people making admissions. What I'm going to do over the next week is every time I come across one, I'm going to copy the link and bring it up for next week. I will be back again next Sunday. Yeah, I want to thank everyone who's taken the time to tune in tonight, and I would particularly like to thank everyone in the live chat. Also, my Patreon my supporter over on Patreon, Linda Mack, thank you for your continued support. And if you would like to also help this channel, then maybe consider hitting the thumbs up and even sharing it over on social media and subscribing if you're not already. Yeah, that would be brilliant. Check out the description for links of the various places you can find me. What are we playing out with? Okay, we're going to finish tonight watching the last, I think, just over 10 minutes of a video I did back in 2020. Where are we? It's just over 10 minutes. So, January 2021, I made a video about Peter Andre. I'm not going to, if you're with us in the live stream, you would have seen the first 10 minutes. Otherwise, this video is on my channel. If you want to see it, just scroll back down to January 21, even though I've probably done a good 20, 30 videos since then. Hopefully you can find it. Yeah, this is the last 20 minutes, the last 10 minutes of it. And I'll be back again soon. I might even upload some stuff in the week actually. Sorry if anyone's left any interesting comments that I've missed. Sometimes going back over the stream I see there's some interesting things, or I see someone I didn't say hello to. So if that's the case, I do apologise. Yeah, let's see if there's much more to explore next week. Should be the same time, same place, Sunday. And I'll be back soon. I mean, not many other places to live stream except for DLive, but I don't have an account over there. Anyway, guys, or I'm going to say goodnight, or I will not stop talking. This is Peter, Andre, and Emily. We're going to skip to about 6 minutes because that's what we watched earlier, and we'll take it from there, okay? Alright, night everyone, I'm muting myself. Cheerio. Thanks ever so much for joining in.
I inflammatory drugs, but of course.
So I get kind of like, I've never had anaphylaxis, I don't have an EpiPen, but I get sort of like mouth swelling. But obviously I just don't take them, so that's no reason not to go ahead with the vaccine. So that's.
We now hear that Emily is allergic to all non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, but of course that's no reason to be worried. Take the vaccine regardless. It's interesting how she refers to her symptoms as mouth swelling. Are we sure this person's a doctor? The term is angioedema.
And I've never had a problem with another vaccine. You know, I have my flu every year, I've had whooping cough, you know, I've had a lot and it's been fine.
Please tell the answer to the next question is yes, so I can get a major scoop, but you're not pregnant?
No.
God, I'd like to know that actually. That's an interesting point. You know, the flu vaccine, obviously you've had, whooping cough.
Yeah, I had that in pregnancy.
So obviously vaccines are very commonplace, but we just don't talk about them as much anymore.
Well, I think, you know, we just get used to the other vaccines that we have. I think we just don't really think much of it. And I think people are worried about this because it's something new, but I think, you know, it's just another vaccine. And not only that, it's vaccinating against something which is incredibly important to vaccinate against. You know, the reason we're all in lockdown at the moment is because of coronavirus. So we need to try and come together.
Okay, I'll just pick Emily up on a couple of points there. If this is just another vaccine like all the rest of them, then why is there such a heavy push to get people to have it, even if they don't want to? And also she says that the reason we're all in lockdown is because of the coronavirus. Well, no, again, that's not true. It is the government's response to all this reporting of the supposed pandemic.
Can you understand, let's just say something here, can you understand how some people are nervous? For example, if someone suffers any type of anxiety.
I think what you have to remember is that this is a medication like many other medications that we take, and it's gone through the same safety trials and processes and regulations as other medications and other vaccines. But I think because this one has been so much in the news and so topical, I do think people are obviously worried, and I think we're just in a climate at the moment of feeling scared and anxious about lots of things. So
are there other vaccines that are approved quickly and, you know, that have been in the past? In other words, that's what a lot of people's fear is, that it's been approved so quick. But
well, I think we've got to remember that it's had the backing and you know, it's had unlimited budget, the best scientists in the country working on it around the clock. You know, it's just been prioritised basically because of the pandemic, and that's why it's gone through maybe slightly quicker than other vaccines. That does not mean it's not safe, and it doesn't mean that they've skipped on any of the safety precautions.
Yeah, well, they can't skip on any of the safety precautions.
I think that's the key message to get through.
Yeah.
Happy to proceed?
They want you to put a lot of trust in their words here. Do you have any reason to feel anxious, Peter asks. She just dismisses it completely. Of course you don't. Lots of money's been chucked into this, an unlimited budget actually, and if that doesn't give you a cause of concern, I don't know what will. There is no way I'll ever put my trust in a government and a pharmaceutical industry that is completely motivated by greed, by profit. Not a chance. And it's not a medication just like any other, because with medications you generally take because you're ill, not just because you're worried you might get ill. That is a ridiculous reason for taking medication, particularly one such as this that can have such a big effect on your body. We will watch on. We're soon getting to the point now, the moment we've all been waiting for, Emily getting her shot, and we may see the true motive for this video coming up soon. We're getting there, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm happy to proceed.
Guys, I'm going to show the whole process here so everyone can see.
Clean the top of the vial. So we keep the vial in this little box because it's so fragile. If it gets knocked over, we would need to replace it. we wouldn't be able to administer it. It also is sensitive to light, so we keep it in the dark, and also it likes to be kept cold, so it's a good little place to keep it.
Can I just say thank you for sharing the process with us, and just hopefully to make people feel less worried about it.
Here we go.
So it's 0.3 mils. Just a tiny little volume to give. Not very steady.
No, I have to show these things because you've seen all these things about, and I just want to make sure that everyone's seeing that this is an actual process that's happening to thousands and thousands of people every day.
Now here Peter wants to record the process and show it is a real process, and what I actually think he's referring to is clips such as this where we've seen the press pretending that they're injecting people, but as you can clearly see, nothing's being stuck into these people. We've also seen other clips where there's no needle on the end, people haven't even unrolled their sleeve of their arms up. Very suspect. So considering Peter wants people to see the whole process, see it from being pulled out of the vial to being injected in the arm, does make you wonder why they have two cuts in this scene already. Not exactly a complete from bottle to arm process, but whatever.
Just relax on, so you can just drop it down by the side of you, so it's super floppy, that's it. Fab, I'll try not to put my hands in the way. Right, ready. Well done. There we go, all finished. If you want to press on there for me, fab job.
Okay, the only thing with that scene that I think could look a little bit suspect is the way they disposed of that needle. They didn't exactly chuck it deep in the sharps bin, did they? It's kind of left on top, almost like it's the dummy needle that they're going to save for later. Normally you dispose of those things, seal it. You don't just leave them on top. In a bit, Peter's going to ask how many injections this nurse has done, and she's going to show us a load of empty vials to demonstrate she's used tons of them. Doesn't look like they've got rid of many needles according to that bin. That's one thing I don't understand. That is not a proper, safe sharps bin.
Wow, what a big moment!
Wow, that is a big moment.
Thank you so much. Don't even feel a thing. Very well done.
Well, honestly, thank you so much. How many of these have you done today?
Oh, I've done all of these vials, and there's 6 in a vial, so quite a lot of vials.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Oh, so that's like 30 something, maybe more. So, Emily, you've just had the vaccine. It was that quick.
It was
That's it.
brilliantly administered.
And now the nurse seems to suggest that the moment they've all been waiting for wasn't actually the vaccine. It's a little bit of card, which she goes on to say could be needed to get if you want to travel in the future. I think that's rubbish. There's no way a crappy little piece of cardboard will be a requirement for travelling. Who knows, could be wrong, but I think that's rubbish, just trying to sell the vaccine again. Is also said during this moment, which for me highlights a potential ulterior motive for this video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not even a drop. And then, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Oh! Yay!
And guess who did it? Pfizer.
Oh, is it Pfizer?
It's Pfizer, sorry, you got that
Emily's
right.
brother works for Pfizer.
Oh, really?
This is going to be your proof that you've had the vaccination. So as we just said, it's the Pfizer. So when you come back, you'll have a second dose of the Pfizer as well. Hopefully they should have given you a date for the second one.
They did, yeah.
Perfect.
It's in April.
I'll put today's date on there.
Do you need the date that they gave me, or it doesn't matter? Okay, it's in April.
So just pop it on there when you've got the date to hand. When you come back, you do need to bring this card with you. Super important to keep it safe, and in the future it may be what you need for travel and stuff like that. So I recommend maybe taking a photo of it or have a photo copy. But yeah, that's
I'm not sure if you heard that bit where Peter and Emily start getting all excited because it's a Pfizer vaccine, and they then have to tell the nurse, oh, Emily's brother works for Pfizer. And now this is where I'm starting to wonder, is this really why they've done the video? Would you really be that excited just because they've used the company that your brother works for? Not really. You might say, oh, coincidence, my brother works for them. Now I have reached out to Emily and I've asked her what position her brother holds in the company. I'd be curious to know who he is. Is this her ulterior motive for promoting a vaccine? Is her brother someone who's been responsible for the development and has a vested interest in it selling loads? And by selling, you may think that you're getting it for free, but it's the NHS who are the customers here. You're not the customer, you're just the product. or a byproduct even. It's the vaccines that are the product. I did ask on Twitter about at the time of recording this video. I've not had any response. If I do, I will let you know. The only other thing I noticed about this video was how they tried to give the sound effects. If you listen in the background, it sounds like a very lively social environment that they're in. It's like, come down to your local mass vaccine centre and catch up with people again. It's a great environment. It's very safe. This is the idea they seem to be selling, but when you actually look in the reflection, you can see that room is pretty much empty. So I wonder if they're putting a sound effect on top of this.
Well, I feel like we've all come together as a team, even people in different departments, isn't it? Do you kind of feel like you've got a really big family?
Yes, because we don't know really everyone here we've never met before. Obviously, us people.
For me, I don't find Peter Andre any more believable in this video than back when he used to do those Iceland videos. Do you remember that? He used to advertise the supermarket. He was telling people, come down to Iceland, get a great deal. Now he's saying, come down to your NHS centre, get a great vaccine. I wouldn't believe a word he says, or his partner or wife, whatever she's supposed to be. Do you really believe that person's a doctor? Ugh, if you've ever come across her in the NHS, let me know. She hasn't answered me on Twitter yet. As always, guys, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think on this one, and take care.